Doc Rich back at it again, baby, and we got our final part of this behind the lyrics movie that we're gonna be checking out today. Like, share, comment, of course, subscribe if you're new, and comment below what M related video y'all want to jump into next. All right, cop your merch. Link is in the description below. Appreciate all of the support on the I can't even talk. I appreciate everybody that's cop merch already. You know what I'm saying? Go cop your clap your cheeks t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? You know. Hey, it's hot outside. The buns is out. The guns is out. It's time to clap them cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Go cop your merch. Link is down below. Let's go.
Probably the Academy needed Eminem more than Eminem needed the Academy. They wanted the audience that could potentially bring to them.
In 2004, unable to live without each other, Eminem and Kim had reconciled and married for the second time in 2006. But only 3 months later, Eminem had filed for divorce yet again. It seems the rapper and his muse couldn't live with or without each other.
Damn. So my guy circled. My guy pulled off. Buster U, he circled the block. Came back, kicked his feet, kicked the shoes off. You know what I'm saying? Kicked his feet up. He says, "You know what? I'm getting the fuck up out of here." Damn. Shit. That was about as quick as him lasting with Mariah Carey.
Unfortunately for him, a lot of his problems stemmed with his personal life in terms of his addictions as well as his relationship with his wife, who he divorced, and they got back together, and then they got remarried. A real life soap opera, for lack of a better term.
In 2004 came the release of Eminem's fourth album, Encore.
Encore was viewed as a misstep because it started to feel like Eminem was a caricature of himself. It's not like it's a terrible album or the songs weren't that good. It just felt a little bit like a parody, like a cliche. And Eminem, who was always so ahead of the curve and so like out of left field and forward thinking and trailblazer in so many ways, this felt like he was following himself.
The thing about greatness is it's hard to sustain it. It's hard to keep it. It's one thing to get there. It's one thing to make it to that point. But can you hold it? Can you stay there? That's hard. That arguably is probably the hardest part. It's holding it there. You know? You bust your ass to get to that point. And now you gotta hold it. And you gotta hold off all these other people that's trying to take your spot. And that can relate to a lot of different, you know what I'm saying? But if we want to keep it, simple and keep it just to music and in sports, how many times have we seen, a one-hit wonder in music? Quite a lot. I'm sure y'all can think of somebody right now that was a one-hit wonder. Like, yo, what the fuck happened to? Or a one-season wonder. You know what I mean? Where somebody is hot for like the summer, where they drop like 3 tracks and they all just fire as fuck, and then like gone, vanished. Maybe even 6 months, where they got like a hot 6 months, and then we all look up like what the fuck happened to so and so? Shit, let me Google them. Let me see. Oh, they actually dropped something. Let me listen to it. It's hard to maintain that. How many times have you watched basketball, for instance, and somebody has gotten buckets, dropped a 50-piece, 60-piece, you know what I'm saying, barbecue on the side, come back the next game, 15 points. It's just hard. It's just difficult, especially when you want to talk about music, because oh man, he's selling out. He's trying to make commercial records. Well, like M said, like that's what you ask for. Like you ask for this certain style, like, and I'm trying to give it to you, and now you mad that I'm giving it to you. Well, all right, well, fuck it, I'm gonna do this. You don't like that? You know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna do my own thing. You know, it's crazy, man. But like, long story short, anybody, in my humble opinion, that has maintained any level of relevancy for, I don't know, over a 2-year period, regardless of what you think about them, whether you like them or not, anybody that has maintained a level of relevancy, I gotta give them credit. I gotta give them credit. Because think about it. How many ways can you be entertained nowadays? How many ways? I mean, let's go down the list. You've got like 1 billion YouTube channels you can watch, right? Including this one that you're on currently. Shout out to you. Appreciate you for choosing to hang out with the fam. You know what I mean? Appreciate you. But you got 1 billion different YouTube channels you can watch, right? You got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got what Disney, you got all types of sporting events, on ESPN, all that good stuff on TV that you can watch, We used to have the news that we could watch, but according to y'all, we all on the same boat. We don't watch that shit no more. But that's neither here nor there. But on top of that, you've got live events that you can go to for entertainment. So to maintain any type of relevancy amongst all of that, and I didn't even go down the entire list, but everything, like you got to give somebody credit. You have to.
Despite the critics, one of Eminem's biggest hits ever came from Encore. Just Lose It was a critical attack on Michael Jackson.
What else could I possibly do to make noise? I done touched on everything.
But little boys,
that's not a stab at
Michael.
That's just a metaphor. I'm just psycho.
That was oddly enough the one time where people said maybe Eminem went a little too far. Maybe not even in terms of controversy, but just being in poor taste.
All right, now lose it. Just lose it. Go crazy.
Stevie Wonder, out of all people said, it was like kicking a man when it was down. When Stevie Wonder calls you out, like that's maybe time to show you have to pump your brakes a little bit.
Nah, ain't no pumping brakes around here, boy. It's all gas, no brakes. We don't even know what the brakes are. We gonna crash and burn with this one.
A week after its release, Michael called into the LA-based Steve Harvey show to report his displeasure with the video. Steve Harvey declared on air, Eminem has lost his ghetto pass. We want the pass back. Michael Jackson wasn't the only person Eminem upset with Encore. He was even said to have been investigated by the CIA after allegations that he had threatened the President George W. Bush in his songs We as Americans and Marsh.
I must have struck a chord with somebody up in the office, cause Congress keep telling me I ain't causing nothing but problems, and now they're saying I'm in trouble with the government. I'm loving it.
I believe the things that I say are controversial. Me, it's just speaking my mind. So speaking my mind and telling it like it is makes me controversial, then whatever. I say whatever on my mind, But I had a good teacher,
The song Mosh.
We need more people like him. I just thought about something. We should have like a year where I know this will never happen. This will probably take way too much coordination and effort and secrecy. But it'd be cool to have all the artists just take 1 year where they all drop like just a bunch of controversial music where it's in your face. It's like flying in the face of anybody and everybody that ever acted offended about some bullshit or anything and everything. You know what I'm saying? Because there would become a point where people would just shut the fuck up. They would just shut the fuck up. Maybe like the first few people that dropped a controversial album, you know what I'm saying, during that year, they would get some backlash, of course. They would try to burn them at the stake. They would try. But by the 6th, 7th, 8th album, back to back that's dropped from different artists that was controversial and in your face, people would just shut the fuck up. And then they'd come around and be like, you know what? I actually like this. I actually like this music. You know what I'm saying? It would never work. But I'm just tired of people being so goddamn soft. You know? Stop being so fucking soft. Shit.
Really political. It was at the time when John Kerry was facing George Bush in the presidential election, and it took a strong stance against Bush.
Raise hell, we gon' let them know. Storm, push, shove, mush, fuck Bush until they bring our troops home. Come on.
With Eminem, you still have to realize that, you know, he's from Detroit, he's from the American Midwest, and a lot of his fans are what you might typically consider like rock fans who typically vote Republican. And that was a bolder move than I guess, you know, people could really see it for, but nonetheless, as an album, Encore was just, it was like a clear step down, and it got by on commercial momentum. It still sold well, you know, it's still a #1 record, but, you know, it preceded Eminem taking a long, long time off from music.
Eminem's withdrawal from the...
That is bold. When you talk about, you know, fucking up your money, potentially, and you just saying, you know, I don't even care if you fuck up my money. That's a bold motherfucker right there. That's a bold motherfucker. You gotta respect it. You gotta respect the hell out of it, you know?
music scene at this time may well have had something to do with his personal circumstances. Soon after the release of Encore, tragedy knocked on his door once again. His uncle Todd, who had been like a father figure to him, took a shotgun and shot himself in the head, just as his brother Ronnie had done only 13 years earlier.
Damn.
Tragically, still more disaster.
Damn. I know this is crazy, but when I hear that, I think back to I used to like the Saw series, the movies, you know, the let's play a game, you know, on the thing with the fucking red circles, and you would ride on a little tricycle, the little doll. There was I don't remember which Saw it was, maybe like 3 or something, where there was like a nurse who had a collar that had a bunch of shotgun shells just all around the collar. They circled her entire neck, just shotgun shells that were like angled so that they were like aiming right at her head. And if I remember right, she had a patient that she needed to save. And if the patient died, the shotgun shells went off. And the patient died. Sheesh. That shit was crazy. But yeah, when I heard shotgun, I just thought like the shotgun shells around the chick's neck. Yeah, I was weird when I was young. I used to love watching shit like that. All the Saw movies and all that type of stuff, bro. I was weird.
Disaster was around the corner for the musician. In 2006, Eminem's childhood friend Proof was killed in a club brawl on 8 Mile Road in Detroit. The argument is said to have been over a game of pool. The devastated...
Over a game of pool. See, that's some shit that I didn't even know. That's some shit I didn't even know. My guy died over a game of pool. I was arguing with somebody over a game of pool and I died. Like, I'm gone. Like, gone. It's crazy. And I was thinking, and if you really think about this, some of these things, it's real crazy. Because, for example, Proof, and I don't know if they ever caught the person or whatever over a game of pool. Like, you serious? I could be wrong about this, but I think I saw somewhere that Pop Smoke died over a watch. A watch. Like, that's what he died over. A watch that I think was only like a few $1,000s, like a few $1,000s. Like, you about to go beat your meat for like 20 years over $5 grand. people that killed XXX Tentacion, rest in peace to his soul. Somebody that I thought, in my humble opinion, was a dope artist and was definitely up and coming. He had his troubles, you know what I'm saying, but I definitely felt like he was really starting to catch his stride. But if I remember correctly, he had a Louis bag that had like 50 grand in it. He died over 50K. 50. And not even the whole 50, because the people that did it, they was with like 4 or 5 other people. So you gotta split that. So you about to go beat your meat. 15, 20 years. I don't know how much time they got. I'm just throwing some numbers out there. Over 10 grand? You ain't clapping no type of cheeks unless you clapping a man's or you getting yours clapped. What's that scene off of Boondocks? If I like you and I want you, y'all know what scene I'm talking about. I think we checked it out on the channel once. I don't remember exactly how it went, but like he was ready to take some booty. Like over 10 grand. 10. Over a game of pool? Couldn't be me. I'm clapping the fuck out of some cheeks. Fuck what you got going on. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm staying free. Couldn't be me. I'm cool off the drama. You got it, boss. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to go clap these cheeks.
Eminem spoke movingly at his funeral at the Fellowship Chapel, Detroit. He
Rest in peace
also
to
went on
Proof.
to write 2 songs dedicated to Proof. One called Going Through Changes and another called You're Never Over. That same year, Eminem embarked on his first U.S. concert tour in 3 years, the Anger Management 3 Tour, featuring 50 Cent, Lil Jon, The Alchemist, and others. But by August, the European leg of the tour had been canceled and Eminem had entered rehab for a dependency on sleep medication.
As you would expect, not just for somebody in Eminem's world, but for somebody with Eminem's personal history, that at some point along the line, addiction to something would come into it. Alcohol was present, allegedly all sorts of illegal drugs were present, and most famously, prescription drugs were present. What's important to remember is that most addictions start from feelings of abandonment, feelings of rage, feelings of shame, and that's the root of those addictions.
In 2009, the rapper renewed his old collaboration with Dr. Dre and created a new album called Relapse.
It got mixed reviews, it really alienated a lot of people. I actually always describe it to people as the best album that I've never want to listen to ever as long as I live, because it's like, it's horrifying.
Causing illusions again, brain contusions again, cutting and bruising the skin.
But like on a technical level and on a creative level, it's kind of masterful how intricately Byzantine and bizarre and just warped some of these like murderous fantasies are. And it's...
Did this man just say Byzantine? What the fuck does that mean? I ain't never heard that word a damn out. Byzantine. Okay.
Really interesting to think that this is the most popular. It was the most popular rap album, you know, because whatever Eminem does at this point is so popular.
Relapse reestablished Eminem's presence in the hip-hop world. And at the MTV Movie Awards that year, he stole the show. When Sacha Baron Cohen descended upon the audience, landing on top of him, causing Eminem to storm out of the awards in apparent disgust.
He acted like he'd never 69'd a guy before. I mean, come on, when I had my face in his Kugelsack, I could see why he was called the real Slim Shady. It was getting a little fat.
It was reported the following day that the whole thing had been staged between them.
Good luck.
Oh. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. He said it was getting a little fat. Had a little chub.
Eminem's seventh studio album, Recovery, was released in June 2010, and once again went straight to #1. It was also the year's best-selling album.
Recovery, it's about how Eminem got sober, dealt with his demons, dealt with, you know, his problems as a father, as a husband, as a human being.
It felt more inviting. You could tell by the songs like Not Afraid, Come Take My Hand, or We'll Get Through the Storm Together. Like, he seemed a lot more open to other people. And I think that in the years that we've sort of gotten to know him and his music, he always felt a little solitary. So that, I think, is the biggest difference in Recovery that I noticed. It was just open.
The first single, Not Afraid, debuted at #1.
I'm not afraid to take a stand, everybody.
Not Afraid really took a hard look at the bad things Eminem had done in his life. You know, not just as a rap star, but as a father, as a husband, as a human being. He can overcome these things, that he can get over his crippling addictions. It's a very empowering song for a lot of people. There's a positive message, which is something you couldn't really say about Eminem's previous work.
It was closely followed by another smash hit, a collaboration with Rihanna called Love the Way You Lie.
Rihanna.
Love the Way You Lie was a huge hit, partly because Rihanna was on it and she was just the hottest thing at the moment.
It was kind of a bold move because Rihanna had gone through a very abusive relationship.
Shout out to A$AP Rocky. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Heard he about to, you know what I'm saying? Tie the knot with old Riri. Oh, Riri and Riri. She got that shmoney. She got that shmoney. That's the real reason why she ain't been dropping no music. She hasn't needed to. Stupid money. That makeup. That's why I said I'm gonna have to dive into the makeup biz. You know what I'm saying? Rich makeup. You heard? And we still accepting donations, you know, for the starter fund, okay? Just send your boy the care package, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah, it'll go a long way towards starting up Rich makeup, okay?
You know, you could kind of see the parallels between Rihanna and Chris Brown, as well as Eminem and Kim Mathers. You know, both very high profile, lots of violence, lots of lots of dirty laundry being aired. You know, it all seemed to deal literally with what Eminem was going on. You know, it was no different than 8 Mile in that aspect, where it was like only a slight fictionalization of what was probably going on in his life.
I can't tell you what it really is. I can only tell you what it feels like. And right now it's a steel knife in my windpipe. I can't breathe.
He is one of the greatest and most influential, impactful artists of our time. And I think Recovery just drove that point home. Anyone who had any negative feelings or criticisms about Eminem, or maybe just didn't buy into the hype, could no longer ignore the fact that Eminem is, like, you know, on par with the greats.
He's no longer on par. He's ahead.
Eminem is now an active rap producer. Besides being the executive producer of D12's first 2 albums, Devil's Night and D12 World, he has also produced tracks by well-known rappers like Obi Trice, 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks, Tony Yayo, and even Jay-Z. The greatest MC of all time, as he's become known, now has 13 Grammy Awards to his name. And he continues to astound with his genius rapping techniques and thrilling play with words.
People appreciated that if you come from a poor background and maybe even your entire life were told that you'd never amount to anything, that's more reason and more motivation to make it. You know, he's incredibly inspirational in that sense. And I can't imagine that there's any rapper in the world who hasn't looked to Eminem and said, if he can do it, I can do it too.
Eminem still, to this day, has the most popular record in America, and nothing is like that. Eminem, you know, no one can sell CDs, but Eminem can sell CDs because he has this fan base.
In terms of like straight up pure skill, he might be.
Bro, that bodyguard behind M is fucking ginormous, bro. It make M look like a little ass boy. Bro, look at this bodyguard, bro. This thing is huge. Fucking cyborg ass motherfucker. What? Look at this dude. Bro. Look at this man. Fucking built in a lab. God damn.
In terms of like straight up pure skill, he might be the best technician to ever reach that multi-platinum level ever. I mean, in terms of pure skill, he has respect across the board.
For me, I still feel like I'm an underground artist, regardless of how many units I sell. The subject matter and the topics that I rap about are still underground. You know what I'm saying? They're still raw. I don't try to, polish up my shit for nobody. I don't, I tell it like it is.
He sees the demons. He knows they're there, and sometimes they're out of control. But the best music has always been about, in whatever genre, is understanding the human condition.
The thing about true artists is they don't lose their creativity. The older he gets, the more his talent and his artistic creativity will ripen, mature, and change and morph into something else. One thing you can be sure of, we will be hearing about Eminem, and he will be creating until the day he dies. And what he creates will always be worth listening to, always be worth watching, and always be worth talking about.
Facts only. Facts only. It'll always be worth a listen. Might be a little weird when he's 90 years old and he sounds like this and he just talking. You know what I'm saying? Might be a little weird, but, we'll get used to it. It'll be an acquired taste. It'll still have some bars, you know what I'm saying? The bars from Mars, excuse me, he's from Neptune, so he'll have some Neptune bars. All right, I'm not gonna talk like that again. But hey, appreciate y'all for going to walking this journey along with your boy. This 4-part series, the Eminem behind the lyrics. Y'all let me know what Eminem related video we should hop into next. Go cop your merch. Link is down below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe before you go. You already know.